In case you live under a rock, the 2026 NBA season is right around the corner, which means today I'm going to carry on my yearly tradition of trying to predict the final regular season standings from bottom to top. We are going to preview every team and I'll give you my thoughts on what we may see this year. Usually these sort of videos run a little bit too long, so today I'm going to do my best to keep things brief and not waste too much of everybody's time. Also, for the first time in my channel's history, I'm going to give you guys my picks on each team's Las Vegas over and unders. So if you're into that sort of thing, I've got you covered. Before we get started, please do me a big favor and like the video as it helps me out far more than I think you guys realize. Consider becoming a channel member if you want to support these videos directly, and subscribe for more basketball related content. I am trying to hit 1 million subscribers prior to All-Star Weekend, so let's make that happen. In today's video, we are covering the Eastern Conference, and finishing dead last here, I believe, will be the Brooklyn Nets. It is always interesting to watch how young players develop within losing cultures, which is what Brooklyn will be doing a lot of in 2025. They have 6 21 years old and younger first-round draft picks on their roster, 5 of which are just entering their rookie campaign. Will they all get along and overperform in the no doubt weaker conference, or will there be some growing pains? Cam Thomas especially is somebody I'm keeping tabs on this year, as he is a high volume shooter on a 1-year deal looking to get paid this summer after getting pretty much disrespected this past summer. How will he tolerate sharing the court with their alternating 3 rookie point guards of Igor Demon, Nolan Traore, and Ben Suraf? I hope for the best for these guys, but I don't have high expectations. Vegas has Brooklyn at 20.5 wins. I am taking the under. Taking 14th in the East, I have the Washington Wizards. Lately, DC have been awful, but every year they put on a summer-long facade trying to make us all think they want to contend. But it takes more than just a couple odd moves for win-now veteran role players to make a playoff team. Guys like CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton are genuinely good pieces any winning team would love to have, but they're not going to elevate this team that much. I expect many months of trade conversation featuring their names to go on this season. What I am genuinely most interested in with this team is who amongst Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, and rookie Trey Johnson will emerge as their top offensive option. If I'm being honest, they all look like really good role players to me. But maybe one of them, or perhaps a guy like Keyshawn George, will take a big step forward. We'll have to wait and see. Vegas has them at only 21.5 wins. I am taking the over. Taking 13th, I have the Charlotte Hornets. It has been 9 years since we last saw Charlotte compete in the playoffs, and I fear we are about to make it an even decade. This squad has a lot of pieces that I like, both old and new, but I believe they will fall short due to a combination of frequent injuries to the face of their team, LaMelo Ball, lackluster veteran floor spacers, shaky interior defenders, and their inevitable high reliance on young talent in crucial roles. Con Knuppel should be a solid player pretty quickly, but the rest of their rookies plus Tejan Salon aren't going to be reliable producers right away. We will surely be seeing some growing pains for this team. Maybe just one more lottery pick is what they need. Vegas has them at 27.5 wins. Give me the under. Finishing 12th, I have the Indiana Pacers. After a Cinderella run to the finals that captured the fandom of the entire planet outside of OKC, Indy has been smitten from above. Tyrese Halliburton won't play this year due to injury, and Miles Turner walked away in free agency for nothing. They still do have some good talent in Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, and of course Pascal Siakam, but their player quality falls off a cliff quickly. And what's worse is they lack many promising young players to have high optimism for. Indiana will be decent in games amongst the bottom half of the East, but in the league as a whole, I expect their lack of depth to be too much to overcome on most nights. Vegas has them at 38.5 wins. I am easily taking the under. Taking 11th and barely missing the play-in, I have the Boston Celtics. Boston is in the same boat as Indiana. Jason Tatum will miss the year with injury, and both Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford left for almost nothing in return. But Boston has a deeper team with some high-end talent that should be able to push for the play-in all the way up to the bitter end. Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, and Jason Tatum are an awesome guard trio to have, and they've got veteran talent ready to contribute at all 5 positions, including many guys who have been on this team for a while. I expect many threes to be launched and many great games to be played, but ultimately I think they will fall short of the postseason. Vegas has them at 40.5 wins. Once again, I am confidently taking the under. Taking the lowest play-in spot at 10th, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. First, I really like their young guard talent. Tyrese Maxey is already an all-star, and both Jared McCain and VJ Edgecombe should have star ceilings as well. And I was very happy to see that they were able to retain Quentin Grimes for another year. But what I am not happy about is their $106 million duo of Paul George and Joel Embiid. I wouldn't bet on either past their prime star to play in over 50% of the games this season due to recurring injuries and load management restrictions. They are an anchor to an otherwise respectable team. In a perfect world, Philly competes for a top 6 spot, but in our world, I have them in the play-in. Vegas has them at 42.5 wins. I will be taking the under. Finishing 9th, the Miami Heat. Another year of mediocrity for the supposed superstar dream franchise. But I will say, getting Norman Powell in the offseason was sneaky great. He will make everyone's life easier with his shooting, but Miami will need somebody other than he, Tyler Hero, or Bam Adebayo to blossom around them to truly compete with the top dogs of the East. Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez, Kel'el Ware, and rookie Kasparas Giannis all have good to great potentials on paper, but we are going to need to see them make things happen on the court. I do believe Miami has some good coaches and a front office that intends to compete every year, which is a pretty rare combination in the NBA. So this is not going to be something that's going to get blown up mid-season, but they simply aren't real threats. Vegas has Miami at 37.5 wins. I am going to just barely take the under. Finishing 8th, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom about this team right now, but the fact of the matter is Milwaukee was worse in every meaningful way after Damian Lillard joined them. Since he was destined to miss the season with injury, Milwaukee decided to cut their losses and stretch his contract so they can add a high-quality center to replace their departing aging veteran in the middle. Miles Turner and Giannis Antetokounmpo are going to be awesome next to each other. And they still have their high-quality win-now vets of Bobby Portis, Gary Trent Jr., and AJ Green. The problem is this team is not deep, and they lack high-quality perimeter defenders. But people calling the Giannis era over, I believe, are jumping the gun. Vegas has them at 42.5 wins. I will just barely take the under. Taking 7th, I have the Orlando Magic. Despite being one of the very best defensive teams in the league in 2025, their poor shooting was too much of a negative for them to overcome. Though I am hoping for slight improvements across the board, I don't see any reason to anticipate this problem to be fixed in 2026. Newcomer Desmond Bane will be a valuable multi-level scorer alongside their young stars Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, but he has his limitations as a ball handler and defender. If one of their lesser expected young guys like Tristan da Silva, Jace Richardson, or maybe Jet Howard takes off, then that would be great, but I'm not counting on that. Vegas has them at 51.5 wins, but that's not where I'm going. I'm taking the under. Taking 6th and avoiding the play-in, I have the Chicago Bulls. Josh Giddey is my pick for the Most Improved Player award, and I am expecting him to make his first All-Star game this year. Matas Buzelis will be taking another step forward and solidifying himself as a do-it-all wing who on occasion can dazzle with a crazy highlight play. Colby White plays with a ton of passion and has been steadily improving and defying everyone's expectations each year. And their two-way point guard Yuki Kawamura is one of my favorite basketball players out there. Chicago will overperform a lot of people's expectations, especially on offense, but I still worry about their interior defense. Vegas has them at 32.5 wins. This is an easy over. Finishing 5th, the Detroit Pistons. Last season, Detroit looked awesome going into the playoffs, and they gave New York a great fight in round 1. Though they should be a better team, I don't have them moving significantly in the standings this go-around. Cade Cunningham should once again be an all-star level player, and a hopefully healthy season from Jaden Ivey and Asar Thompson should help. But I still am not a fan of their forward and center rotation. Jalen Duren plays hard, but there's a ceiling to what he can do as a short, non-shooting center. And relying on Tobias Harris rarely works in the long run. And behind them, there are a lot of question marks. Detroit won't be an easy out, but their depth has me worried. Vegas has them at 45.5 wins. I will barely take the over. Taking fourth, the Atlanta Hawks. I think this may be Atlanta's year. There's blood in the water out east, and Trae Young is hungry to prove his conference finals run from a few years ago was not a fluke. He is a better player right now than ever before, and his team surrounding him is more stacked than ever. Jalen Johnson will be a borderline all-star caliber two-way player this year. Dyson Daniels is a top 0.1% defender in the league. Porzingis is a deadly sharpshooter and rim protector, and I am expecting steady improvement from the second year of Zachary Risacher. And the quality depth goes on. Atlanta has always been feisty, but this should be a genuinely competitive bunch. This will be up there with Chicago as being one of my most watched teams in 2026. Vegas has them at 46.5 wins. Give me the over. Taking third, I have the New York Knicks. It took a while, but I would say New York is back to being a perennial top dog of the East. Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns very well may be the best 1-5 offensive punches in the league. And their defensive-minded wings of Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and OG Anunoby will make things happen inside and out on both ends. And this year, under a new coaching regime, we should see their reserves get a normal amount of court time, so newcomers Gershon Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson will get the opportunity to spread their wings and ignite their team off the bench. I think New York will have a lot of success in 2026, but I don't have them at the top of the conference. Vegas has them at 53.5 wins. I will barely take the under. Finishing second, I have the Toronto Raptors. Yes, I am expecting a massive leap in the standings for Toronto. On paper, this team is decked out with quality talent. They have all-star quality two-way versatility in Scotty Barnes, shot creation and rim attacking in Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickley, three-point shooting in Grady Dick and Ochai Agbaji, and strong interior defenders in Jakob Poeltl and hopefully rookie Colin Murray-Boyles. I believe Toronto has the perfect blend of young and hungry-to-win talent mixed with ready-to-go veterans. Whereas some elite teams with big-name players may coast through the regular season, I don't expect Toronto to take the foot off the gas at any point. Vegas has them at 39.5 wins. I am easily taking the over. And finally, finishing atop the East, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Maybe you think this is safe or boring, but it's my pick. Cleveland is a well-oiled machine that we have seen go the distance before. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are a deadly 1-2 punch around the perimeter, and Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley do a spectacular job inside on both ends. Mobley especially is somebody to watch out for, as he is going to be making a case to make an all-NBA first team this year. He is that good. And their depth is great. They have shooters in Max Strus, Sam Merrill, and Dean Wade, playmakers like Lonzo Ball, if he can stay healthy, and rookie Tyrese Proctor, and they have quality backup bigs in Larry Nance Jr. and Thomas Bryant. This team is stacked with win-now veterans, they are well coached, and they have been there and done that, but they have yet to have playoff success, so you know they are hungry. Vegas has them at 56.5 wins. I will take the over. So there you have it, my complete 2026 NBA preseason preview and predictions. Please let me know in the comments your opinions, especially where they differ, and also tell me who you are rooting for this go-around. I think we are in for one of the most exciting seasons in NBA history, and I will be covering it. So please like the video if you have not already, subscribe for more basketball-related content, and I will see you all next time.